In 1281, the bravest samurais sail out to confront the invading Mongol army, but a massive tsunami wipes out the enemy fleet. All the Japanese warriors perish as well, except for Riku, who wakes up on the shore of an unknown island. His leg is completely pierced through by a sharp piece of wood. Dragging himself forward with a rope, Riku reaches a dead boy. But suddenly, the boy stands up and runs away as if nothing happened. It's clear the samurai is suffering from hallucinations. He grabs the broken remains of his sword and finally pulls the wooden shard out of his leg. After bandaging the wound, Riku limps along the shoreline. By evening, he runs out of water. That night, the lone survivor shelters in a cave. Once again, he sees the boy and follows him into the forest. The ghost-like child doesn't wait, and Riku quickly loses track of him. The boy is actually one of Riku's two sons. They used to play pirates together. Riku keeps seeing visions of his family. The next morning, the hallucinations continue. This time, he sees his wife. As he walks along the shore, he suddenly notices her body lying there, but it's just another illusion. He constantly hears the voices of his loved ones. Exhausted, Riku decides to end it all and commit seppuku. But suddenly, the voices disappear. In the distance, he sees a mountain that reminds him of his homeland, Mount Fuji. At that moment, Riku realizes it's too early to give up. He gathers logs and drags them deep into the island. There, he discovers a magnificent waterfall and feels a renewed sense of purpose. Having found fresh water, Riku begins to search for food. He sharpens the broken piece of his sword and starts carving something out of wood. By morning, he makes ink from charcoal and water, and a brush from a stick in his own hair. Even in these conditions, the samurai decides to write a haiku.
岩をも揺らす雷が我に生きろというのか。嵐の中にて我が魂は疲れたり。
Days begin to pass like this. Riku manages to heal his wound. He tirelessly carries logs somewhere deeper into the island. It seems his will to live has finally returned, even though painful memories still haunt him. Eventually, Riku climbs the mountain and completes what he set out to do, a ritual torii gate. Saying goodbye, he whispers,
幾世相もの間、痛みを糧に生き延びてきた。何もかも失い、無念至極、愛を思い知るべし。
The lone samurai still intends to commit seppuku. He just wants to do it properly. But suddenly, natives knock him unconscious with a stone and destroy the torii gate. They tie him up and transport him by boat to a settlement on the mainland. A strong warrior removes his mask and tells the captive, Nearby, several other prisoners sit. One of them is already missing a leg. The natives have eaten it. This nice, friendly guy plans to eat all of them, piece by piece. Later, the tribe's shaman arrives. He feeds the captured livestock fruit. He even offers to treat Riku's wound so he doesn't die too early. The bald prisoner has his second leg broken, and then cut off using Riku's own sword. A cannibal drools while staring at a chubby prisoner, and soon gives in, cutting out the man's tongue. The legless victim is seasoned with petals and some kind of substance, then forced to drink his own blood. The same is forced on the chubby prisoner. Riku realizes he has ended up in a living hell. The chubby man has his arm and both legs cut off while unconscious. Next, Riku is forced to drink from a horn. He obeys, and immediately feels his mind slipping. In a vision, he sees his sons, who demand he bring them 50 pirate heads.
いくつ欲しいのじゃ。
磯の首を。
承知。
The natives are shocked when their dinner suddenly speaks. He tells them, "The heads on your shoulders belong to me." The trained warrior quickly overpowers his guards. He kills the first with a stone. The second tries to stab him with a spear, but Riku wraps a rope around his neck and strangles him. Cutting off a head with a crude wooden tool is difficult, but it's all he has. A fat tribesman is horrified when he sees his comrade's severed head. Under the influence, Riku explores the cave walls covered in drawings. But his most horrifying discovery lies ahead: entire mountains of skulls. Meanwhile, the cannibals are busy performing a ritual of power transfer. The tribe's chief gives a bone mask to his son, the same bloodthirsty killer. Holding Riku's sword, the new leader orders them to bring a sacrifice. They drag in the chubby prisoner, now reduced to just one arm. They plan to drink his blood as part of the ritual. Before dying, the man looks at Riku, who silently watches the horrifying scene. Soon after, a drunk tribesman discovers what Riku has done. He's mounted the guards' heads on sticks and escaped into the forest. The new chief orders the tribe to hunt him down. Armed with bone weapons, they land on the island where they first found him. As they search the forest, Riku begins picking them off one by one, attacking from behind. The warriors can't hear him over the loud screams of monkeys echoing through the jungle. At one point, he takes on 3 enemies at once and effortlessly kills them. A larger group moves into an open field. Riku shoots 2 with a bow. The rest hide in the grass. One tribesman gets distracted by a monitor lizard and takes an arrow to the eye. As they retreat, they lose 2 more men. The shaman spots Riku standing still ahead, but in reality, Riku has prepared everything.
首数え過ぎにし日々は帰りこず己一人の飽きぞ寂しき
He's lit fires to hide in the smoke and armed himself with a sharpened stick. The experienced warrior cuts through them with incredible ease. The shaman panics and retreats. He returns to the chief, who is staring at another haiku written by Riku. When asked if they found him, the shaman replies, "No, he found us." "Demon!" the tribe screams as they rush toward the smoke. Riku is waiting for them on the shore. He has found a fully intact katana washed up by the tide. Before the battle, he says he misses his family, then takes a fighting stance. The chief removes his mask and orders his men to attack, but doesn't join the fight himself. The crowd rushes Riku, but now they are even more helpless against a samurai wielding a real katana. Their attempts to kill him with spears fail, while Riku's strikes are precise and deadly. Wave after wave of warriors charge toward their deaths. Riku kills them with a smile. For the first time in a long while, he has a reason to keep living. Eventually, he charges forward himself, closing in on the chief. The chief sends out his best warrior, a madman who runs on all 4s, using a rare monkey-style kung fu technique. He dodges the katana, while another fighter even tries to bite the blade. Not the best plan. Still, the monkey-style fighter manages to land a few hits. More enemies grab Riku's arms, but he breaks free and kills the fighter's wife. The kung fu master attacks again, jumping around like a monkey, trying to intimidate him. Eventually, Riku grabs his leg and slices his Achilles tendon. Even then, the warrior keeps fighting, but Riku finishes him off. Immediately after, Riku is struck in the back with a club. The chief finally orders the shaman to fight. Once, he was a legendary warrior. By now, Riku has already wiped out most of the tribe and walks toward the chief. The shaman says he always knew Riku is special. He removes his necklace of vertebrae and takes up a staff. Despite his small size, the shaman proves to be a skilled and dangerous opponent. He keeps his distance, using the staff effectively. But during a leap, Riku cuts the weapon in half. The shaman grabs the blade with his bare hand, but it only delays the inevitable. Riku slashes open his stomach and then cuts his throat. Now, there's no one left for the chief to hide behind. Holding a massive bone axe, he challenges Riku to take back his sword. The giant removes his armor, prays to the bone mask, and charges forward. The final boss is strong and relentless. He throws sand into Riku's face and wounds him multiple times. A powerful strike sends the samurai flying, but Riku refuses to die. Instead, he injures the chief's leg. The fight continues. During the struggle, Riku's broken sword flies into the air. He catches it and lands another blow. Now wielding 2 swords, Riku drives the chief toward the sea, but the chief fights back fiercely. He pushes Riku into the water and tries to drown him. On the brink of death, Riku sees a vision of his wife dancing, and it gives him strength. He breaks free, stands up, and drives his sword through the chief's head, then cuts it off with the second blade. And just like that, the master samurai wipes out an entire tribe of cannibals in a single day.